To me, this is a much more typical SAT verb tense question compared to some of the others that we've seen. Before I even dive in the sentence, I'd be looking at these verbs and be like, oh, I understand what this is about. It's not really about tense, it's about singular versus plurals. Choice A is singular, singular verbs end in S, B is plural, C is plural, D is plural. And you can always make simple sentences to kind of hear whether it's going to be singular or plural, right? We would say, they are allowing music at the school, whatever. Like, they are allowing. It's not he are allowing, right? It's they, which is a plural subject, so that's why we would use a plural verb. Now, when we go to the sentence, we're just trying to do the same thing. Well, do we need a singular or plural? Odds are good it's going to be a singular because of the way these choices break down. Like, it's probably just we need a singular, and that's the only choice that gives it, choice A. But let's take a look. In both games, players encounter good or bad spaces while traveling along a path. Landing on one of the good spaces, allows a player to skip ahead and arrive closer to the end goal. The reason I know that it is the singular that we need is that the subject is the word landing. Landing. It's an unusual noun because it's not like a physical thing, right? You can't like hold landing in your hands or count the number of landing. It's just a concept. It's sometimes called a gerund. It's basically when we say that a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea, this is the idea thing we're talking about. And when we have these kind of ing nouns, they are always singular, and so there we go. That's why we have to pick A. We can definitely see the trap, though. They wanted us to think that spaces was somehow the subject because that's plural, and that would have caused some confusion with the other choices. So maybe this is some sort of strategy. I don't know yet. I haven't seen enough questions. But if we can kind of sort choices into singulars and plurals, and we see that there's just one singular and three plurals, odds are good it's going to be that singular one. So let's keep an eye out for that and see if that ends up being a strategy. But for now, I'm just getting started on these tests, so I don't want to say anything definitive yet.